Hello guys, this is Adam from the Adam Lab. I hope that you are doing good, and this is the final review for Unreal Engine on the M1 Pro MacBooks, and this is the M1 Pro 14-inch. So this will be the ultimate test and my ultimate thoughts after trying it for a while. So we will go ahead and open this Sci-Fi Hallway project. This project rendered as well, so we shouldn't wait for it to render. It's just preparing the metrics and the shaders, and we are ready to go. So we are getting around 93 FPS stable. I am not recording the screen, so this is the real FPS that you will be getting with the base model. So let's go ahead and hit a play. When we are hitting play, we are in the realm of the 100 frames or 110 as well. Let's go ahead and move. When you move, it will get to 90, but nothing below 90, and that's for the Sci-Fi. And you can definitely try this project on your device and see how many frames do you get, and this is the base model. As for how many minutes it took to compile all the shaders, I didn't count it, let's say scientifically, but it took less than 2 minutes. I opened it and then went to drink some water and came back, and by the time that I came back, I didn't even take that much time. It was already around 99%, so this project, it didn't even take that much. And when it comes to the colors now are better. All what you need to do is when you install it, if the colors are not correct, you need to uninstall it and then install it again, and make sure that you install it in a custom pathway and do not let it install in whatever place it wants to be. And after that, the colors will be fixed, because at the beginning my colors used to be washed out. Now the colors are more accurate, and simply what I did, I installed the software and then installed it again, and that fixed the issue. When it comes to the same thing on the M1, I do not recommend getting the M1. So what I will do on the M1 that I have right here, I will run Unreal Engine 5 on the M1 MacBook Air. This is the fully spec'd out M1 MacBook Air with 16GB of RAM and 1TB SSD, and this is my main machine for work. So I will go ahead and launch that. And let's wait and see what it will give us. Nothing. So the program doesn't even run when it comes to Unreal Engine 5 on the M1 MacBook Pro. Like you click launch and then it closes, and then when you open it, nothing. And I have opened it many times and waited hours and hours and hours and hours and hours for it to run. It doesn't run. So you don't want to get the M1 for Unreal Engine, whether that's 5 or 4.27, because you don't want something that would, let's say, be giving you issues or whatever that might be. And this is not only with 5, this is even with the other version, which is 4.27.1. So I will go ahead and install it right now. This is installing right now, and it's saying please wait. And on the M1 MacBook Air, it doesn't run at all. Again, my only recommendation would be if you can jump to the 10-core CPU, that would be better, because with the 10-core CPU, you would get, instead of 14 cores GPU, you would get 16 cores GPU, and you will get 1TB of hard drive as well. That's the version that I would recommend that you update to, and then you should be good with no issues. Now this is the first project. Let's go ahead and try another project as well. So what I did, I brought the M1 MacBook Air into the frame so you can see it right here, and let me increase the brightness. So the brightness is at full. Even the brightness here is better, but to be expected. This is an HDR display. It's a hit or miss, and you don't want to get a machine and spend more than $1,000 on it, and by the end of the day, the software that you want to learn or the software that you want to work on, or the software that you get your work done with doesn't work as it should or doesn't work at all. And my theory for this is not working. The M1 came at a time where Apple and Epic Engine had a really rough relationship because of the whole Fortnite situation game on the iPhones. And I believe at the time Epic Engine didn't want to optimize anything for the base M1, and they just didn't bother updating after that, because by the time those are released, the court case between the two companies, Epic and Apple, was done. So basically Epic Games updated their software because they know that most of their users are on Mac. They do have a huge percentage of users on Mac. That's why they updated it on the M1 Pro and the M1 Max, because they know that their professional users, they will be using those devices as well, and they will not be using the base M1 anyway. And I think that's why they didn't bother updating it on that one. Now, granted, some people had success having those running, either by maybe having them on an external hard drive or simply on the internal hard drive or whatever that might be. For me, I tried it on the external hard drive, internal hard drive, whatever that might be. I didn't have any success with the M1 to have it run, yet on the M1 Pro and the M1 Max, I didn't have any issues. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and run the second project here as well. And with that, I will go with Unreal Engine open. And as you can see, as soon as I open it, it opens from the second, and it's not even natively supported just yet it runs without any issues. And if we go here in order to see how many frames we are getting a close to 90 frames, and right now it's sitting at 88. And then we can hit a play, move around. So this is the place that we are at. It's a room that when you are looking there, you're looking into the abyss. But here you have some stuff, and it's a small project, and it's actually kind of a scary project. Like, I understand this is kind of just focusing on the thing for the strawberry right here, but the project overall is a bit scary. Overall, you're getting around 100 frames average. It dips to the 90s and sometimes gets up to the 100s as well. So this is interesting for us to see, but overall this is what you will be looking at, and this is what you will be dealing with when it comes to the M1 Pro. I 100% recommend it for Unreal Engine 5 or Unreal Engine 4.27.1, and my only recommendation would be if you can go up with the 10 core CPU and then the 16 core GPU, that would be better. You will be running $200 if you only want to upgrade the CPU, but if you want to upgrade the whole machine, you would be running $400 more or $500 more, where you'll be getting 1 terabyte SSD and the better GPU and the better CPU as well. Yet on the base M1s, I do not recommend it because it's hit or miss, which means sometimes it will work and sometimes it doesn't. But aside from that, the performance here is amazing, and you will not have any issues with it, and it will be a very wonderful experience for you overall. Let me run 4.27.1. maybe we will have a miracle before this ends. So let's go ahead and run it right now. If it opens, maybe I need to do a giveaway. Maybe this is a sign. But of course it doesn't, and it goes back to its normal situation where you just have to run. Again, M1, a big no. M1 Pro and M1 Max is definitely the way to go when it comes to Unreal Engine. If there is any software that you want me to test, leave it in the comments below. This will not be my final test for Unreal Engine. I will be doing more testing, but this is my general review for Unreal Engine 5 on the M1 Pro. Bye-bye.